It's Wolf. Welcome to a very late stream. This is also going to be a short stream. Um, I'm doing this stream pretty much exclusively just to test my PC streaming setup. This setup is very strange, and I'm going to explain it to you guys in a second. But first, I just want to make sure that everything is working properly. So, yeah, I think so, although I'm not sure if it's using the right microphone. Hang on. Although, actually, this should be the only microphone available. Hang on, here's an easy way to test it. Let me mute myself. Okay. Yeah, I think it was just the angle that I was sitting at. So, let me get back to the right screen. I have two screens in front of each other right now, and I can't really read the chat that well. So, I gotta figure that one out. I can kind of read it if, yeah, I can tilt it like that, and then it's at like a 45-degree angle, which is not fun to read, but it works. Anyway, so this is Call of Duty Black Ops 2 Zombies. I've played this on stream before, but I don't think I've ever played it on PC before. And funny enough, this is not actually on PC. Well, kind of on PC. It's not on a Windows PC. This is on an iMac. So yeah, my stream setup is a little bit strange. Um, but before I tell you guys about how I actually have the stream set up, I want to tell you guys about why I'm testing out PC streaming, because it's something that I have continuously forgotten to mention for like the past month straight whenever I've streamed. This upcoming Friday, April 18th, 2025, Defiance is getting a relaunch, and I'm very excited about it. I I'm a really big fan of Defiance. The game, I not really watched much of the TV show. I watched a couple episodes of it. Although I actually own season one, like two copies of it. I actually own a British copy and an American copy, which I both kind of randomly found. um, but yeah, so Defiance is getting a relaunch this upcoming Friday. It was shut down a couple years ago, and then the smaller game developer publisher, I'm not exactly sure what they are, but Fox Games, Fawkes, has licensed it from, I believe Gamingo owns it now, and so they are relaunching it this Friday, and I'm looking forward to it. It comes out at 5 a.m. in my time zone, and I am planning on trying to wake up for it for 5 a.m. to play it. So the plan right now is I'm going to wake up a little bit before 5, and I'm going to wake up a little bit before 5. I'm going to get everything set up and then stream starting. It'll probably be like 5:30 by the time everything gets set up, because there'll probably be some sort of troubleshooting that needs to be done. Um, but yeah, so that's the plan. And if the stream doesn't work, I'm still gonna try to upload a video. But given that this stream is working right now, I think it probably will work. The only thing is, I have not actually tested if Defiance itself works on this computer, because I haven't been able to, because the game hasn't launched yet. There was a stress test for it a couple days ago, but I totally missed that. I didn't even know that that was happening, so I didn't get to participate in that. But I have downloaded the Defiance, or not Defiance, but the Fox launcher. I've made a Fox account, and you can even preload the game right now. So I've preloaded the game. I even looked through the files and was able to open up the Defiance launcher, but the game itself obviously won't load right now because the servers are not up for it. But yeah, the other thing too with streaming at like 5 a.m. when the game is actually supposed to come out, it's questionable, of course, how the servers will be doing. I don't really think that this is going to be like, good God, this is taking forever to load. I don't think that this is going to be like a particularly massive video game launch or anything. Um, but I don't really know. I don't really know how the stress tests went either, because I haven't really seen any social media about it or anything. Um, but yeah, God, I hate Windows. God, I hate Windows. I hate Windows so much. I used to use Windows for like everything. And just sitting here waiting for Black Ops 2 to load, I I'm so frustrated. That's part of why it took me so long to do this stream. I've been doing a lot of streams on like Monday and Tuesday nights. Um and literally, so I used to have my Dell Inspiron computer, right? And I still have it. And the reason why I went to Mac from that partially was because it felt like every single time that Windows had an update on that computer that it would slow down, like I could not get anything to work. I've been disconnected from the Call of Duty Black Ops 2 servers. Cool. Thanks, Black Ops 2. Let's try this again. The thing on PC version of Black Ops 2 Zombies is you can't really do like a local match, I don't think, which is really annoying. You can do solo play, but it's like online solo play. So, let me try this again. It does work. I have played this before. I don't know what its issue is right now. I mean, I guess either way, this stream has still kind of tested the theory of doing a stream here. But anyway, what I was saying was, now did it load in immediately? Are you kidding me? Dude, oh my god. Okay, whatever. Anyway, what I was saying about Windows though still stands. I'm not really a big fan of Windows anymore because it felt like on my old computer, every single time there was some sort of Windows update, which was pretty often, the computer would just massively slow down. Like it was almost like Windows forgot how to update things in the background. And I thought that was just like a problem with that computer, maybe because that computer was kind of getting old, that kind of thing. But then I got this computer, and so this is an iMac, and I'll get more into the setup in a second. But I've got it running Windows 10 via Boot Camp, and this runs really well. Like this Black Ops 2 is running 60 FPS right now. It runs fine. A couple of the other games that I've tried from around this time period run perfectly fine. But it does the same thing. Whenever Windows has an update, everything slows down to a crawl. And maybe I'm just not having good luck with like both of the computers that I have like right now, but even my little Beelink computer that I literally almost have nothing on except for some Club Penguin stuff, even that does that sometimes. So anyway, yeah, that's my little Windows rant over. But just so this iMac being an iMac, I have Mac OS on here also, and it is incredible how much faster Mac OS will boot up compared to Windows. And how much faster macOS will do everything with. So, anyway, though, as for the setup that I have going on here, I want to explain that because it is very strange. So, I have a Mac Studio. That's kind of my main computer for recording and streaming and stuff. I've gone over the specs for it a couple times before. It's not like maxed out, but it's pretty dang good. It can stream in 1080p and all that stuff. I could probably make a movie on this thing if I really wanted to. It was pretty expensive. And it's a really nice computer, and I like it a lot. So I have that, and then I had my Dell Inspiron, but you know, like that was kind of being slow, and like it was just frustrating to use. So I didn't really have like a main Windows computer for a while. I had my little Beelink computer that I use for Club Penguin stuff, but I really didn't use that for anything else because it doesn't really. It's not like a particularly powerful computer or anything. So time kind of passed, and I found this iMac. I got it through my job, as with many other of my recent purchases. So I got it for pretty cheap. And I specifically wanted to get an iMac that I could downgrade the Mac OS in. So I wanted an iMac that was compatible with the last version, the most recent version of Mac OS that still supports 32-bit apps, because my idea was it'd be cool to have a computer running that version of Mac OS that could still run 32-bit apps, because there are actually quite a few games on Steam, on the Mac version of Steam, that will run on Mac OS, but they're 32-bit, so they won't run on like current Mac OS. And actually downgrading it was not that hard of a process because I didn't have anything on here to begin with, so I didn't really need to worry about losing files or anything. And so I did that, and then I went to download Steam, and apparently there's a glitch right now with Steam on some versions of Mac OS, and I haven't tried it again like recently, but there was when I was doing this where you'll download Steam from the Steam website, and when you try to launch it, it will tell you you're not connected to the internet no matter what you do. There is supposedly a workaround with that where you can do it like through your phone's hotspot, and some people have had luck with that. I tried that, still didn't work. So I wasn't actually able to use use Steam on the Mac OS like that I have on this iMac. So I ended up deciding to download to look into Boot Camp, in like running Windows on here also, because it's an Intel iMac, and it's a pretty high end iMac for whoa mouse, what are you doing? For this period of time. It's got an i7 and stuff, and some sort of good graphics card. I don't know the exact specs of it, to be honest. So I did that, and that also wasn't that hard to set up. I was actually kind of pleasantly surprised with how well the whole thing worked. And so that all got set up, and then so now, even though this is an iMac, this has kind of become my main like Windows gaming computer, because I don't really play that many modern games on PC anyway. So like to play stuff from, the early 2010s and stuff, which is a lot of what I play anyway, because I play so much like PlayStation 3 and things like that. This works fine. This works great for that kind of thing, and it almost kind of has consolified my Windows gaming experience, because it's an all-in-one. So it's got the computer and it's got the computer, it's got the screen and everything all kind of in one. So it works great for that, really. Whoa, what the heck? I've got quite a few. Am I losing my connection somehow? Bro, I'm in a single player match. Yeah, it works pretty well for all that type of stuff, and I've actually not really run into any compatibility issues in terms of like what games will and won't play. Crap, I should have used. Dang it, I should have swapped my M1911. Funny enough, I've actually had some games run better. Thought I heard a weird noise. I might be hearing the fans kick up. I've actually had some games run significantly better on this iMac than on a normal Windows computer. Whoa, what the? Oh my god, what is going on? Despite the couple of glitches you guys are seeing, I swear that I have not encountered any weird glitches with Black Ops 2 Zombies until I tried to do this stream. Anyway, like Inversion, the game Inversion, I had like a really strangely hard time running Inversion on multiple computers. But it actually runs on this one pretty much fine. I don't think it runs like that great, but like it's definitely playable. So that's cool. Anyway, though, as for Defiance, I wanted to talk a little bit more about Defiance too. So Defiance, I feel like there's a good number of you guys that probably know what Defiance is, but for those of you who don't know what Defiance is, it's a third-person shooter, MMO, RPG, kind of. I don't know if the RPG aspect of it is super accurate, but whatever. That came out a while ago. It came out like a really long time ago. Early 2010s, I think. I don't remember the exact year. And I don't really remember the like specifics of the plot of the Defiance game, but the general concept of Defiance is that, oh my good, okay, cool. The general concept of Defiance is that like something to do with like these aliens come to Earth as like refugees, and like the planet gets terraformed, and there's like a war because the people on Earth don't want to accept the aliens. They kind of treat them like invaders, even though they're not actually really trying to invade. Votans is the name of the aliens. And then like they finally kind of get peace, but there's like all this space junk that comes smashing down into Earth sometimes, and arc falls, and they're like valuable, so people go and like try to destroy them. So yeah, it's that kind of overall general concept. It's cool. I like the universe that it's built, because it's not super complicated. And the way that they kind of like design the terraformed Earth is a sort of semi post-apocalyptic setting that I've not really seen elsewhere. It did also have a TV show tie-in, but I haven't really watched that much of it. I'm not entirely sure how much the TV show ties into the main plot of the game. The game did have episodes separate from the main plot that had to do with the TV show. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure how they connect because the TV show, from what I remember, takes place in a different area than the game. But they did connect eventually, and yeah, it's got like a full single player campaign. I think you can play it with other people, but when the game first came out, I played through the whole campaign by myself. Didn't have any issues with it, and alongside the campaign that's focused on the game, there were episodes, as I mentioned, that had to do with the TV show. And originally there was only a couple of those, but over the years of the game, there ended up being like a lot more added in because there was multiple seasons of the TV show, and then they also continued the TV show's story after the TV show stopped being produced because the game was actually around for quite a while longer than the TV show. Um, what else? As for like my own personal experience with Defiance, I played it day one and played it on and off pretty much the entire time that it was out. I remember finding out about it really shortly before it launched, actually. And if I remember right, the very first trailer I saw of it was actually the one for the Dodge Challenger pre-order bonus, the red Dodge Challenger pre-order bonus. And I thought that was really cool because even back then I liked Dodge Challengers. I own one in real life now. If you couldn't tell that I'm a fan of those. And I remember thinking that was really cool and thinking that it seemed like a cool game overall. And I went and pre-ordered it. And if I remember right, I pre-ordered it like not that long before it came out. Like it was like 2 days or like 1 day before the game came out. And I went to GameStop and I was like, can I even pre-order this still? And they were like, yeah. So I did. I got the pre-order bonus and everything. And yeah, I played it a lot. I played through the whole campaign and everything, like I said, around the time, like pretty shortly after it came out. And then over the years, I still kind of came back to it quite a bit. I played it originally on PS3 and mostly on PS3. I had played it. Trying to think, like I played it a lot through high school, and then kind of like on and off through high school. And then when I got to college, I didn't play it as much, largely because I didn't have my PS3 with me at college, because when I was in college, PS4 was kind of the current console of the time, and so I oh wow, there's been 4 views on this stream already. Actually, that reminds me too. I want to check on the audio levels now that the game is actually like now that I'm like actually playing the game, because the audio levels seemed maybe a little bit wonky earlier. So let me take a look-see at that real quick. Sorry if you guys could kind of hear me talking. I also wasn't totally sure if the audio was going to work properly with the setup because iMacs don't really have like a clear video out. So I have an adapter thing that I actually got with my 2009 Mac Mini that adapts like the mini DVI or whatever it is to HDMI. Apparently those are kind of hard to find too. I was lucky that I already owned one. But apparently that does also seem to work with audio. I think. That's what I've gathered. But anyway, what I was saying about Defiance. So when I was in college, there was like 3 games that I always looked forward to playing when I came home on breaks and stuff from college. And it was Black Ops 2. Liked to play a lot of Black Ops 2 Zombies. Max Payne 3, because even though the multiplayer on it could be really frustrating sometimes, I really enjoyed it. And Defiance. So I would play all 3 of those quite a bit. And then in college a little bit I played it on PC because I did finally have like a gaming computer, but I've talked before about how the Dell Inspiron that I had was kind of a little bit iffy sometimes with performance. No matter what I was doing with it, like the fans would always ramp up really high, which got really annoying. And so, there was that, and then Defiance 2050 came out, and I remember playing that a couple times on PS4. If I remember right, somehow I had transferred my account all around and everything, so I had my Red Challenger on like all the platforms, because they actually never, so far as I know, the Red Challenger was a legit, like, always a pre-order bonus. Like, sometimes games will have pre-order bonuses that eventually you can get other ways in the game, but with Defiance, that Red Challenger was something that was always exclusive to pre-orders. So that was kind of a little bit of a status symbol, if you will, at least in my mind. Yeah, and then the game ended up shutting down a couple years ago, and I was kind of upset about it because Defiance wasn't like an exceptionally popular game, so I didn't really ever think, like, I didn't know if anybody would ever make a private server of it or if it would ever come back. I'm actually kind of surprised that it did come back, but I do think that Defiance has a pretty dedicated audience, even if it's a small one. So yeah, I think that's part of why Fox decided to go ahead and try to license it out. Now, I am questioning how long Defiance will still be around for because it's a free to play game, and Fox has been pretty clear about the fact that they need to make money in order to keep the game up and running. So, I'm curious to see how they monetize it. I'm curious to see if the game actually lasts for that long, that kind of thing. But I guess it does kind of beg the question sometimes of how much money do you really need to make from a game in order for it to be profitable. Because Fox seems to be pretty small. And I can't imagine that they're really anticipating like an especially large number of players to be joining the game. But we'll see. So anyway, yeah, that's a whole lot of stuff that I had wanted to mention on stream today in regards to that whole thing on Friday. So that's the plan for Friday though, is to wake up early and try to stream the game like right when it comes out. I probably will, like, alongside making sure that like troubleshooting and everything, making sure that everything works all properly for the game. I probably also will like get through the tutorial and stuff before I actually start streaming in case there's anything like where I need to relog in or anything with like account settings or anything that I need to fix. And after I get through the tutorial, I'll probably like actually start playing. And I don't really know what exactly I'll play, if I'll do the campaign or if I'll do just like Arc Falls or what I'll do. I'm also not sure how long I'll stream for on Friday. I'm kind of expecting it to be a little bit of a longer stream just because it's like a special thing. I'm thinking because it is going to be such an early stream that I might actually do like a 2 stream thing. Like I might start streaming when the game comes out, stream for a little while, take a break, have some breakfast, and then stream for a little while longer. I guess we'll just kind of have to see like how I'm feeling that day because I am gonna have to wake up really early, and like see how I feel in terms of like if I'm tired from work, that kind of thing. See if like people are actually watching the stream, see if people are actually chatting. I have a feeling that there might actually be some viewers on that stream because even though it's really early in the day, I think that there's people who will be curious to see the game come out. And it's not early in the day everywhere. It'll be like midday over in Europe. It'll be like afternoon in like Asia and stuff. So there will probably be people that are online watching streams and stuff. But yeah. So that is my Friday plan, and that is what I wanted to mention on this stream. Today, sometimes when I'm at work, like I'll sort of like not talk to myself out loud, but like mentally talk to myself about different topics that I want to talk about on stream because I've actually really started to look forward to doing streams because I've been doing them pretty consistently now. And like it is just nice to just talk sometimes. And when I used to do streams, I used to feel like they were never very good, but I feel like a lot of the ones that I've been doing now have been better. And so I'm not so like intimidated by it anymore about that kind of thing. But when I was thinking about it today about stuff to bring up on stream, I really haven't been able to think of anything. Last week I think it was last week when I did a stream, I had all sorts of crazy stuff to talk about because there was like storms, and then I went to round 1 for the first time, and it had been really busy for like 2.5 weeks, but it has finally calmed down a little bit, which is nice. I still had like a lot of stuff going on. But yeah, I don't really have like that much to talk about actually, which is kind of nice for a change to just talk about games and stuff. Yeah, it's funny, like all day today I was like, what could I talk about on stream? Like, do I have any updates on anything real life, anything like that? But no, I literally don't. The only thing I can think of is what was it? So when I went to round 1, I guess it was like a little while ago now. I mentioned how I had a lot of fun playing. There's that Naruto Emblem Battle game. And when I did the video about all the cards and stuff that I've gotten from arcades lately, I mentioned Naruto Emblem Battle, and I mentioned in that video how I had actually bought a Naruto like fighting game because I had been enjoying like the Naruto arcade game so much, and like how when I was younger I was into Naruto for a while and stuff, even though I actually really didn't have that much Naruto stuff. Um, so I played a little bit of that Naruto fighting game. Think it's really fun, although I haven't played any of the campaign of it yet. And I actually picked up some Naruto sets, like the TV show, on DVD, or well, on Blu-ray actually. And I need to sit a different way in the chair here. There we go. And so I think, like I've kind of wanted like a TV show franchise that I could watch like for a while, and like there is like a lot of longer anime shows like Dragon Ball and like One Piece and stuff. But the thing is, like, those are like One Piece. One Piece is a franchise that I think I would find cool. Like, I kind of like the theming of it, even though I've not really looked at that much One Piece stuff. Um, but then I remembered, like, I liked Naruto when I was younger. Why don't I just try to watch Naruto? So I think I'm gonna be trying to watch like Naruto and Naruto Shippuden and like just the whole franchise over time. I know there's like 700 episodes or something, but I think like just kind of watching them on and off, I'll be able to watch all of them eventually. I didn't realize that Naruto had actually ended though. I don't know if I'll jump into Boruto afterwards. We'll see. But yeah, I think it'll be cool. Naruto is like a show. It's got like a lot of cool characters and stuff, which is something that I like. The theme of it is fun. It's not like overly supernatural or like alien like some other anime series and stuff. It's not like too long because it actually has a conclusion, unlike like One Piece where there's like over 1,000 episodes and counting. Um, so yeah, that's a goal. I also, speaking of anime or Blu-rays, DVDs, whatever that I picked up, I also found this one called Jormungand lately, and that one seems interesting. I watched Black Lagoon a while ago, and I think I probably mentioned that on stream, and I liked it, although I thought it was almost a little too serious at times. And from what I can tell, Jormungand seems also kind of like very action focused and stuff. And from what I've read online, there was a lot of people that were like, "Oh, I don't like this as much as Black Lagoon because it's like too goofy." And I'm like, "Good, dude. I don't need like a plot. Like I don't need everything to be deep." So I think I'll enjoy that, and I'd really like to watch some of it. And I actually am contemplating watching some of that in a second here after I end the stream. Although I have a very busy day planned for tomorrow as well, so we'll see. But anyway, I think I am going to go ahead and end the stream there. That actually was a little bit of a longer stream than I expected. I've got to figure out how the heck I'm going to get to the spot on the screen to end the stream. Good God. This is, you guys, this setup is obviously working, but good God, it is not pretty. Where is OBS? Oh God, this is at like a weird angle, and oh, this is hurting my head. Okay, anyway, yeah, thank you guys for watching the stream. I'm glad this little test worked out, and so yeah, the plan is on Friday for me to wake up early and try to stream some of the Defiance re-release. So I will see you guys then. Unless I make any videos between then and now, and I'll see you in those. So, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in other stuff in the future, and bye-bye.